It's Jinsei, co-host of the Night Sky Podcast. Help us grow by dropping a like and hit the subscribe button. If you got any questions for us or about the podcast, drop them in the comment section. Now let's get going with the show.
All right, so episode 32. It's just me and Jinsei here today. We got no Steven. He's currently being besieged by his relatives, or at least that's the story that we've been fed. Who knows? So you could be doing anything, taking over the world. Highly doubt it, but
his sister in particular.
maybe his sister is the brain, because and definitely Pinky. All right, so we've had a lot of stuff happen this week, and by a lot of stuff, I mean, goddamn, I hope you got a lot of shit to talk about, because usually bashing Steven is half of the content on this channel. So
no, it's not. It's just the pass. It's just the alley-oop to the slam dunk of us going into some deeper shit. He sits there and he's just quiet. But I mean, you act like because he's not here, we can't bash him anyway. As a matter of fact,
that's true.
Matter of fact, 6 of us got together on a little adventure, and we drove from Cowtown, as Sir Ayotunde likes to call it, all the way down to Sacramento. Our I was gonna say our nation's capital, our state capital,
all the way down to Washington D.C.
Right. So, first of all, I'm just gonna start with this. Shout out to Mateo. Shout out to Juan. Shout out to Freddie. Shout out to Jay-Z, aka JJ, aka Josiah. That's his actual name, Josiah.
That's how you know he's the only black person.
He's not black. He's Filipino.
What?
That's the homie.
Huh.
That's the homie.
That nigga had 2 AKAs though.
That's the homie. You don't understand. That's
like having 2 chains but not being 2 chains.
Bruh, I'm saying the man, he is above nationality at this point. The dude is a legend. That's the boy. That's my boy.
All right.
That motherfucker, bruh, I might have to get him on here just to talk to, because he's just that funny, bruh. He's just that funny. But anyway, and shout out to Steven. So look,
I mean, if you did get him out there, there'd be 2 funny people on here finally.
Yeah, I know. Me, him, and then you.
Yeah, it'd be me, and then you two would be 0.5 each. Go ahead. What about Steven?
Oh my god! Look, first of all, why am I cursed with having to deal with this nigga one-on-one today? Honestly, the stopgap with Steven. I've been blessed with this. Steven, that is your purpose in life, to take a little bit of the hate from this man. Now I gotta deal with this one-on-one. Anyways, yeah, shout out to Steven as well. So anyway, the plan is, in my mind, is JJ has access to a van, right? You feel me? His mama's van. So okay. We all gonna caravan up there, possibly. And I'm gonna get to sleep on my way up there, you feel me? Because I'm going after work, everybody else is off. No. So we're going 6 deep. He has a 4-person car, and I got my car. But I was really hoping that, Steven was going to roll with them, so he can interact socially with them on his car. Nope. I had to ride with Steven. We were supposed to leave at 3 o'clock on the dot. In between 3 and 4, communication with he's the dude looking. He's the dude in chat, LFG. You know what I mean? He's the one forming the group, right? Frederick, Sir Frederick, right?
Okay.
Lose communication for an hour. That's cool, because I'm really chilling and I'm really trying to wait to go buy something to wear for the day. I just got off work, so I'm just changing real quick, right?
Yeah.
Finally, he hits me up. The messages read I'm Brad, the gist of what I'm getting at is he's not allowed to coordinate anything ever again. He's just not allowed. If it comes down to it, No, not him. But he's like, hey, we're gonna meet up. We're trying to be there at 3. I'm like, all right, well, we passed that already. So I'm asking him, like, hey, what time are we about to meet up? And he's like, oh, we're trying to get there. We're trying to be, he's like, 4:30. I said, what time are we meeting up? He said, 4:30. I'm like, all right, bet. That gives me an hour and a half to just chill. Go shopping and just chill.
Right.
Send Steven home because he was dead set on fucking sitting in the parking lot and just waiting for an hour. No, go home, come back, whatever you gotta do. This motherfucker texted me back. Was like, "Hey, bro, we get ready to meet up. Let's go." I'm like, "Bro, it's been 15 minutes since you said, like, what are you talking about?" He said, "Oh, I meant we gotta be there by 4:30, bro." So now I'm in scramble mode. Now I got to text Steven, hey, hurry up, come back to the store. And I was like, hey, y'all got room for Steven? And he's like, nah, you gonna have to pick him up. You got him, right? I'm like, motherfucker. Right?
What happened to the van?
The van didn't have, this is mom's van, so he's like, I can see. He got his own car, so he might as well just take his own car with the homies, right?
Wait, you said this nigga was Filipino, right?
Yeah.
Just bribe her.
What you mean?
I mean, people say that Filipino are the Mexican Asians, right? I'm half Hispanic. My mom's side of the family is from Mexico. Like, I could bribe my mom for anything.
See, I didn't know this was a thing. I'm actually kind of ignorant on how it all stands. I thought Filipinos were. No, wait, who are the black Asians? Is that the Vietnamese or is that the Hmong or whatever? Like, what is it? I don't know.
I have no idea. I just know that we had like Fudge and Ronnie and all of them. It's like, yeah, this is where I get my information directly from the source.
Okay, fair enough. So I'm like, all right, well, let's meet up because when you do long road trips, you want to ride together in a group, right? Sure. Everybody got GPS, but come on. This is like part of the fun.
And niggas race?
Oh, that too.
Did you catch up to him and like start racing his ass?
So they're like, hey, we're getting one, and then we're gonna go get gas, and y'all can just go ahead and we'll meet y'all there. I'm like, no. You're not about to have me sit in fucking Sacramento for 45 minutes waiting on y'all to get there with Steven. I'm not about to do that. That's not what we're about to do, right? So I meet up with them at the gas station, and then we all go because I've already preemptively like put gas in my car. I ain't worried about that shit. So we go. Steven hands me a 20 because you know how Steven is. It's like, here, this is for gas. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. So we get on the freeway, and I'm going in my car. I'm just driving really. And I get a text, and they're like, hey, you got to slow down because Jay-Z only going to drive 60 the whole entire way. I'm like, all right. So we cruising out there. All right, say let's bet. It's all good. So, we riding.
Your scary ass, that shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, it's not a problem with me at all. You know that. Not a problem at all. Did not see one police officer in between Modesto and Sacramento and back, actually. Not one single police officer.
God damn. Was it like donut day or something?
Bruh, I have no idea. It took me by surprise because I had to think about it when I was driving like 95 on the way back. There's like no police out at all. Shit kind of crazy.
No, it's because you had Steven with you.
That's exactly it. I was like, the one day I have my safeguard.
Fuck the police.
Yeah. So we riding out there, and when I tell you, I want you to like, I need you to envision this. Envision the interior of a Camaro. It's not a 2C car, but it's a little on the tighter side, right?
Yeah.
This man, for 30 minutes of the ride, I felt him staring deep into my soul. And I'm not like on some if I had to like if I had to like pinpoint what exactly the shit looked like, it looked like a woman who was like falling in love with you as you guys were driving. Like that's what it looked like. This man was, bro. Look, you know how there's the fucking the glove department? Is it the glove department? Like right in the middle? No. What's the
center console?
Yeah, the center. Right. So his arm is on there, and he's leaning into my space. Like this is.
He offer you a hand job?
Bruh, he couldn't look. I couldn't stop even if he tried. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how close he was. Like,
damn.
I was like, bruh. I was like, what are you? And he kept. I had the music up. My ride music was going. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I got that advanced sound system, so I can't hear him. So for 45 minutes to an hour, he's because there's traffic, so it's a 2-hour drive up there. He's like trying to talk to me about work and all that. You
me,
like, yeah, you.
Nah, you better leave me out of your hand job cruise. Hey, don't put my name in your mouth.
He was the motivation. What you talking about?
Like what?
I wonder if Kaho would like it if I stroked him like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's like
I promised I wouldn't use my mouth, Jinsei, but this music is just it's doing things to me, and I want to do things to you.
The two funny things to me always is that like Steven does his best to make sure he head nods in rhythm to whatever song it is.
Oh
like,
god, that could be a disaster.
He gonna do that. He gonna nod his head to the beat as best as he can. You feel me? Like he gonna do that. Cause it got to the point where I was like, hey bro, you need to sit back. Sit back, relax. Like why you sitting so close, dog? So we driving up there, the topic of you comes up. And he's like, hey, you know, I ain't gonna be able to record because my sister coming out and they're gonna be loud and it's gonna be too much noise. And, can you tell Kaho that I can't record? And I'm baffled. And I'm like, no, you tell him. Like, why the fuck would I have to tell him? You grown, Steven. You tell him why you can't record. He's like, but I was like, get your fucking phone out and tell him right now. And then, right? He tells you, right?
Yeah.
And you react in the softest way possible. And he's like, he's like, oh. Kaho I'm really surprised. I was like, what are you talking about? He's so understanding.
Oh no, he ain't say that shit.
Yes, he did.
Ah.
Yes, he did. Genuinely surprised that you took it so well.
What a bitch.
Like so well. Like, I'm really glad maybe we could just get Caden up on that. He quick to be like, hey, put Caden on the episode.
Yeah, that nigga always calling Caden.
Like, let's just like what we're gonna talk about some shit in the past. Like, we're not always trying to talk about the past. Like, what Caden gonna do besides lie to the people talking about he can beat me in basketball? Like, he ain't gonna. You know what I mean? But whatever.
Just a quick note. God is infallible. Nothing he says is a lie.
Brad, stop it. You don't believe that wholeheartedly ever in real life. You gonna do the Halo sound, like summon the aisle? That's what we do. All right, bet.
Praise be to Caden.
So we get up there after an hour and 45 of tenuous drive, just dealing with Steven.
Mm-hmm.
And so just to backtrack a little bit, we were talking about it at work because it's supposed to be the 5 of us going, or 6 of us because Christian was gonna go. The Christian was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go. So, Steven is around the corner listening in.
This nigga's eavesdropping?
Eavesdropping, like at work, right?
So, all right. So, you say that, and I just picture him like you ever played like Metal Gear Solid, right? How like Snake would like sneak along the wall and he'd be slightly leaning. Like that's what I'm picturing.
That's so I like hit the corner and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? All right. So I'm walking off and he's like, hey. goes separate. Hey. So I want to go top golfer too. I was like, all right, well, did you ask them if you can go? He was like, can you ask for me? I was like, no, I'm not. So I didn't even bring it up, right? I forget about it. We go to our last break. This last 30 minutes of the day. We're sitting down on the couches and shit in the little personnel area, chatting it up, talking about it. Steven slinks in to the area, right?
Yeah.
He goes off on the isolated couch and he sits down and he whips out his phone. And then my phone goes off. Ding! What's he say? Hey, did you ask the guys if I could go? So I just casually bring it up. Hey y'all, Steven want to go too. To fucking what you call it tomorrow? Top golf. So they look at me and they look at Steven. I'm like, you want to go? It's like, yeah, I want to go. Yeah, I'll go. How much it costs? Blah blah blah. How much money I need to bring? Blah blah blah. He's like, all right. So Steven, they do the back and forth. Steven gets to go along. He tells Christian how he got replaced.
Damn.
Right.
I bet that was his plan all along. He's like, no, I can't ask. I can't be the one to ask. Otherwise, I can't tell Christian that he was replaced. Not that I replaced him, but that they replaced him with me.
It sounds plausible, but he got too many chromosomes to be thinking like that, I think.
Too few, but yeah, that's a little bit Machiavellian for him.
I like how, because when you correct me on that, even though I already know, like, it's too few, he's like, see, Kaho listens to me.
God damn it.
So outside of, you finally remember every little detail about Steven and him loving that shit.
Bullshit.
I let all that up to the
Nick,
point
I feel like I'm being punished for having a good memory.
No. It ain't even about having a good memory.
You know what? And this is traumatizing because I've been punished in the past for it too.
How?
Not by you, but just in life.
No, I want to know how, but we can say that for after I'm done with my story. Yeah. I want to know. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, so I said all that lead up to the fact that Freddie is talking to Steven about it, and he's like, how you feel about that? You gonna go there, Steven? And it's gonna be a whole bunch of women there, right? So
his mom and his sister. Who is
married? No. What are you talking about? I'm talking about at Top Golf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're confused.
I'm confused.
So I don't even think anything of it. So we finally arrive at Top Golf. This is after 2 hours driving. Okay, we're sitting in the car. We done parked, chilling, waiting, for everybody to grab get their bearings, Gotta put on my shoes. I've been driving with no shoes on the whole time.
Mm-hmm,
and
inside the car smell like bacon. Got you.
Stop it.
Be cooking.
So Steven leans in and he's like, hey, I've been meaning to ask you. But what do you mean by there's gonna be a bunch of women here? Right? So I'm looking at all the people that's outside and noticing, all the girls and whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I don't really like Steven, what you talking about? He's like, did he mean this is like a Hooters? Like, old boy really thought, been driving for 2 hours, sitting there thinking, man, I'm about to get some titties in my face.
Get my dick sucked.
Like, what the fuck? I'm like, Steven, you're fucking goofy, bro.
Yeah, she's gonna bring me some chicken wings. I'm gonna slip her a 50 and she's gonna play with my chicken wing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we him slipping money, like, that's a thing, like, for real. That's him.
Nah,
like,
really?
Yeah, yeah. To us. Like, that's
okay.
what he does to us.
But say, like, this nigga's simping for women that he ain't never gonna see again?
Bro, I just I told you. As soon as he sits in the car, he's like, he goes to his pocket. Here go with 20 for the gas. I'm like, all right, Steven, I don't need it right now. Just put it in the glove compartment. It's good, or whatever. Wherever you want to put it, Steven, just put it there. As soon as we sit down and then I just put my card on file so they can like charge everything to my card.
Yeah.
Steven like reaches into his pocket in front of all these like hella white people. All these white people, and it's like, here, Brandon, here goes another 20. I'm like, bruh, if you don't fucking
Oh, that's his driver. I got it. I got that. Yeah.
like
Driving Miss Daisy. It was pretty funny, ain't it?
like, bruh, Driving Miss Daisy is an amazing movie. Amazing.
I was just saying he was Miss Daisy in this equation.
Yeah, yeah. Which is a great role for Steven, to be honest. But anyway, so yeah, you know, we went there, we enjoyed ourselves. Christian had told me on the side that I'm gonna end up going out there later, because it's like he said one of his homies that from a long time ago that they don't really talk that much hit him up, was like, all right, let's go rekindle our friendship or whatever at Topgolf. And it's sad. So he was like, I'm gonna be there later. So his booth, we was there like an hour ahead of them. His booth was like literally right next to ours, so we came in. So it was like this big it was like two different groups of people meeting up. It was like, oh shit! It was cool. It was cool. It was nice. I mean, after this shit, like legit, I'm in the house for a month because I gotta recharge myself because this was a lot.
Used up all your social energy.
Right, my battery is drained and I haven't even like slept it off yet, to be honest. But yeah, I'm pretty sure for those listening, there's gonna be a bunch of videos up in here. I done sent them all to Kaho. You can see us. I won, just so y'all know. Never did this shit ever in my life, but I won because it's a competition.
Did you win because you were like well coordinated, or was it because everyone else was trash?
There's only one person there who like you can see in the videos. There's only one person who's been there multiple times, and he's the one who taught us how to fucking hold the golf club, everything like that. But it was like I still beat him. You feel me?
So they were trash.
Screenshot. They was trash, but I was the least trash person there, so I still win. I still win. So it was worth it to me. I even paid for the whole thing and said, don't worry about it, little homies. You feel me?
Thinnest kid at fat camp.
You're a winner somewhere, bro.
Yeah. How much was it?
Clock is right twice a day. It's only like it was like I gave little boy a $15 tip, so it was $130 in total. $130 for like 2 hours, and I ordered like wings for everybody, like a $30 like platter of wings or whatever.
Yeah.
Which wasn't a lot of wings, by the way.
Well, I mean $30, yeah, you ain't gonna get that much. That's like enough for two people if you're paying at like a wing shack or something.
There was that, and then Steven and Juan ordered something on the side. I just paid for it all, basically. But I guess you could say that Steven technically paid for half of it. He gave me $40 like before we did anything.
So he went inside and bought a Snickers before jumping in your ride.
Basically.
Oh, I got you.
No, he sure did, because this motherfucker was in the store waiting for me. So he for sure went in the store and took out bro, I didn't even think about it till now. That shit is so crazy to me still. I even got one video. I got one video you can see Steven in his school shooter 7s, which is not his school shooter 11s, because he says in the video, my mom said I'm not allowed to wear these outside of work.
Hold up. What? Are you for
in
real?
The video, he says it in the video. Yes.
All right, we're gonna find that video before I upload this and post it here because everybody.
Hey, no, why you bring no shoes today? Ain't you? Excuse me. No, you didn't. But hey, would you just hit the ball, Steven?
That's why you got 3 points, okay? Oh, I got 3 points.
Hell no.
I think that last time I had a message with y'all, or it might have been one of the other Discords that I don't have muted. Yeah.
All right.
So that's pretty much what I did.
So you went to driving range, and you destroyed all of them. Steven slipped you some money in front of a bunch of white people so that they knew that you belonged to him.
I hate it.
all you boys' friends went home with their heads hung in shame because they lost to you in golf, which is crazy.
For sure.
Crazy shit, some crazy shit.
Now, are we gonna talk? I mean, we're not gonna overlook the fact that I showed up with the motherfucking what's that hat type that the golfers wear? The visor joint. The visor with my golf shorts and my golf shirt, ready to go. Because you know you got to show out when you go out like that, dog.
Yeah. Embarrass a bunch of people in front of a bunch of white people. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and you dress for success at all times.
Mm-hmm. What's Steven wearing?
Fucking yee ass jeans, with school shooter sevens.
I didn't even need to ask. I I already knew.
Yeah.
Like if you had said, "Hey, Kaho, $1 million if you get Steven's outfit correct," nigga, you'd be paying me right now.
Yeah. I don't want to give away that money like that. Goddamn, come on. Not that easy.
All right, so
hey,
you.
I even had to record. You know what I did though. You know what I had to do. I recorded me getting him safely to his car and him driving off.
You walked him to his car like he's a fucking anime high
I
school
dropped him
girl?
off. I dropped him off because if he came up missing, I didn't want to hear none of that shit. I didn't want to hear none of that. Do you feel me? Like, for real. Like, nah, his ass made it to his car. I mean, he made it home. And he fell asleep on the way back. And when I tell you, funny shit. So we driving on the freeway. I pull up on the homies. This man is out. His mouth is wide open. Say less. Bad. I mean, normally, in a normal situation, somebody's supposed to stick their dick in his mouth. Pause. But still. So I pull up on the homies.
That's how y'all do
his
it in
head
cow
is.
country.
It's like a meme thing, bro. Chill, relax.
I don't know about
that.
That's some suspect ass shit.
Hey, no, you'll see it all the time. First person to fall asleep at the party, you getting your cheeks clapped. Like, you can't do that. Don't do that.
Okay, I mean.
Anyways, shut up. Shut up. So I'm driving alongside the homies. They looking over at me. I'm cracking up, right? Because this man is asleep. I roll down his window. Remember, we're going 85. Full force wind. Hits him in the mouth. This man is choking. Hey, I think this is the first time Steven has ever been mad, like, at me. Because he looked like a wet bird. He sat up and he just looked at me and he just stared at, like, you know, like when you anger an animal and it like gets up and it's like puffs his chest out at you and it just looks at you, don't even do nothing, it just looks at. That's what he looked like. A wet ass mad bird.
Oh, you deserved it.
Hey, that shit, bruh. Hey, that shit shocked him out of his sleep and he did not want to go back to sleep. I was like, bro, you did go back to sleep. He was like, yeah, okay, buddy, don't do that again. Just like that. He said it just like, okay, buddy, don't do it again.
This nigga said, okay, buddy, to you?
Yeah, okay, buddy, don't do it again.
Oh, no. Wet bird, okay, buddy, don't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he gave the wind a blowjob. Got you. Got him back to his car. He drove off. Didn't get kidnapped. Didn't show up on the side of a milk carton. That's good. And now he's dealing with his family.
Probably telling them about. Well, he's asking me like. Because, you know, he invited us all over or not all of us, me, Christian, and Freddie to go swimming where none of us know how to swim, but he just wants us to be there for his pool to show off or whatever, right? And it's like 6 of us there, and I'm like, bruh, I'm like, Steven, everybody here you hanging out with, how come you don't invite everybody to go swimming? He's like, no, I can't do that. I was like, too many people of color, right?
So, you already know.
So he's like, no, he's not. I was like, how you have a mansion, a big ass pool with like a fountain and everything to it, and you can't invite all the homies? He said, so he's like, all right, I'll when I get home, I'll ask parents and see how many people I can invite over. I'm like, all right, bet. So he texted me earlier. He was like, hey, who all are you trying to invite to come over? I'm like, no. Why does he keep putting it on me? Like,
because you his mouthpiece.
What do you, bruh? No,
I'm telling you, he bought your ass off $40 at the golf place.
Bruh, I am not. I'm much more of a high dollar hoe than that. I'm telling you, bruh.
I'm just saying, like he paid for your services. You got to come through. That $20 in the car, that was because you asked them to take him with him. Take him with you. Like, you think you like, yeah, that's for gas. Nah, that's code, nigga. That's here's for doing what you know I wanted you to do, bitch.
You tripping, bruh.
Corvette.
So yeah, so that was our adventure. It was cool. We're gonna figure out the little pool shit later. I ain't gonna front it. Something in my soul saying don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
My homegirl told me he about to get out you, which I still haven't seen that movie, so I don't really understand it fully.
Mm-hmm.
But I can make an assumption.
Body snatching type shit, man. You gonna go in there as Jinsei and come out as Steven, but with Jinsei's body. Yeah. So you gonna do some Ginyu Force mind transfer bullshit on you.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And he gonna come out styling, profiling, driving a fucking a Prius, whatever the fuck you drive, and you gonna be stuck with fucking bent back fingers and grape eyeballs.
Bruh, the grape eyeball shit gotta stop. Anyway.
Oh, Camaro, that's what I meant. What'd I say? I said Prius.
Fuck the Prius, but the grape eyeballs, don't fuck with my eyes, bro. Moving on. Tell me what you mean by like your memory has gotten you in trouble in the past.
Well, see, I've always had pretty good memory. Not like photographic or anything like that. Not like some of that crazy shit that they'll make like a TV show about. But like good enough that like if I were ever to get like like when I worked in a restaurant, for example, I would go and I'd pick up a recipe book, read the shit, all right, and then put the recipe book down and then go and do what I was gonna do. I would always the chef on duty all the damn time would be like, take the recipe book with you. Don't fuck it up. And I'd be like, I don't need the recipe book. I got a good memory. I can remember the shit. I just read it like 15 seconds ago. And to be fair, most people can't remember like procedural steps like that until they've done it quite a few times. Then you can just glance at the recipe book and then put it back because all you need is a refresher, right? But I've always been the type of person who can just pick up a book, read the page, and then go and do what it is. Like I don't need to take the book with me. But one time I was working at a breakfast joint, and I was supposed to make green chili. So I went and the owner of the restaurant, or he was also the chef there. He wasn't in the kitchen at the moment. So I went, I looked at the book. All right, cool, put it back. And to be fair, there's quite a few steps that go into making this chili. It's pretty involved. But I remember the shit. I had done it a couple times as well, so it's even easier to remember. So I go and I'm doing the recipe, dumping all the shit in, open this can, put that in there, strain this, whatever. And then he walks back there, fucking Eric, I think his name is, walks into the back, and he looks at me, and he looks around, and like I can see him in like my peripheral vision. I can see him looking around. I was thinking to myself, fuck, I didn't bring the book. I this motherfucker was gone for the day. Because like green chili is something that you make towards the end of the day because it takes so damn long to make. Once the restaurant is closed. So I just keep on doing what I'm doing and hope he don't say shit. Hope he don't say shit. And he walks over to me and he's like, I don't see a recipe book anywhere. What are you making? And I'm like, I'm making the green chili. I made it a couple times and I got a good memory. It's cool. I'm trying to play the shit off. And so he's like, huh, okay. He like folds his arms and like cocks his hip to one side. You know, that shit that white people do when they're about to get you on something. He's like, all right, so how many tomatillos are you gonna put in there? And I'm like, 2.5 pounds. He's like, oh, okay, that's great. How much vinegar? I'm like, 1.5 cups. I'm like, oh, pretty good. How many red peppers? And I'm like, red peppers? I'm thinking to myself, like, red peppers don't. This is green chili. What the fuck? Red peppers don't go in there. But he's like looking at me, like nodding his head. Like licking his bottom lip, like, I got you now, nigga. And I'm like, I'm still thinking to myself, red peppers don't go in this bitch. But he goes, hey, how many red peppers? How many cans of red peppers? Roasted red peppers. And I'm like, 0? And he goes, you had to think about it, didn't you? You had to think about it, didn't you, huh? Maybe you should have had a recipe book so you would have immediately known. And I'm like, I got it right though, didn't I? It's like, yeah, you got it right, but you had to think about it. That's a problem. Like, and I, like, when he said problem, like that was one of them some spit came out peas. Right? So because of the fact that I did know it, I got there's no red peppers in the green chili that we made. But the fact that I had to, like,
can you make green chili with red peppers or no?
You can. It's just like the main. I mean, you can put them in there. It's mostly for like flavoring, and like it's called green chili usually because of the fact that tomatillos go in there. And like different types of green shit. But the fact that I had to stop and even question if or not there were any roasted red peppers in this fucking chili sauce got me in trouble. So he's like, saying if I see you making green chili again and you don't have a recipe book here, I'm gonna assume that you have to stop and think about that. That's wasting time. That's wasting money. We're gonna have a little talk about that. And I'm like, nigga, are you for real? You really gonna try to get me because I had to stop and think on a trick fucking question. This nigga tried to trick me. He tried to trick me. But I still got in trouble for that shit. Even though I got it correct, I still got in trouble.
Would you classify that as getting in trouble or just like...
when somebody is like looking over their shoulder watching the shit that you do for the next couple of days, yes, I consider that... Because I don't want nobody doing that to me. I know I got a good memory. I know that I'm good at my job. I know what the fuck I'm doing. You know, I have formal training for this shit. That's a slight against my greatness.
Okay,
that's trouble.
I'll take that. I don't know. I think the meaning of trouble as far as when it comes to work, some people just take this shit too far. It might just be, Walmart people. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just saying, dog. If you were like, if you were good at your job, and somebody came up to you, like somebody who knows that you're good at your job or knows that you think you're good at your job, whatever narrative I'm trying to spin here, and he asks you like, hey Nick, come here, bring your sexy ass over here.
Okay.
Did you put that milk away like I asked you to? And he's like, yeah, I put it away. All right. Did you rotate the stock? Yeah, I rotated the stock, of course, dude. All right. Did you make sure that they all go in the correct? Like, just keep asking you, like, did you do this? Did you do this? Like, shit that you do is routine to you at this point. You know that you know what you're doing. You know that you know how to do it. Like, at some point, you'd be like, why are you, like, it almost feels like you're looking down on me. Like, what the fuck? You know I know what I'm doing. I've answered yes to all these questions. I've done this multiple times. And then he's like, all right, cool. See you later, baby. And then he walks away. But then, like, for the next couple of days, you see this nigga just watching you, like, and not like licking his lips, like he know he about to get in there, but like watching your work ethic to make sure that you're doing shit correctly. Like, to me, that's worse than being insulted. I don't like that shit.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but one would argue, and this is we're probably exceptions in a sense because we have great working relationships with our bosses and the companies we work for. That as African Americans, we would be chastised just like this anyway. So maybe I'm not looking at it as like something that's super far-fetched. Like it's like we're gonna go through this anyway, just because
So you complacent with the shit is what you're saying. Like, you've accepted that it's a reality, and at this point you're just like, yes, massa. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
You can spin it like that if you want to, and I'm gonna allow you to do so. But what I'm saying is, I'm all open for it. I mean, it's not like I can be as progressive as possible. I just know that my influence is limited to certain degrees when it comes to that stuff. Like, I can't change everything. So I know if me and you, we both work with older people, we know that the older the higher the chance is that at some point they was racist as fuck. Like, their perception may have changed now, but like honestly, I work with some like 78-year-old white women. And I'm like, bro, I know what you were saying back in your heyday. I mean, you all up on me right now, Miss Lady, but still, I know what you were saying back in your heyday.
Okay.
It's just one of those things. It's like it's not like the shit that our families went through was like 100 years ago. Like, this shit was literally like 50 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like the shit is like. Do you believe that most of the racial constructs that we have will like die off when the older ages die off, as long as it like doesn't reach their children, and they like carry it forward?
I think
most kids nowadays have the gumption to be like, you know what, y'all was doing that, but I ain't gonna be doing that shit.
I think it's gonna be, I would say, like, as time goes on, more and more that shit is gonna fall off. The old guard beliefs are gonna fall off, like all that, all the racist shit. It's eventually, I don't think it's ever going to fully go away, but I think it's gonna be on like right now. You'll probably still find like more than the majority of white people, like, you beat their ass in Call of Duty or something, they're still gonna jump on and fucking like, they're still gonna do that shit. I can almost guarantee it. You fuck them up. And
T-Pain will be there to fuck them up.
Yep. I guarantee you, over half of the people over half of white people can still be pushed to that point, despite how far we've come when it comes to race relations. I think somewhere deep down inside of all of them, not all of them, most of them, there's still that small little inkling, that's that same shit that makes them like, like they park their car and then they notice that you pull up next to their car and they thump for the keys and boop, boop, like real quick. That same type of shit. And it's not because they're bad people, but it's because the older generation is still alive right now. And some of that shit, even though like when they grow up they might get over that shit and not carry on with it, as nakedly or whatever the fuck, it's still in there because that's what their grandparents and their parents put into them. They still taught them this type of shit because it's taught, it's not learned. So, or it's taught, it's not inherent. Nobody's born a fucking racist. So once all the older people are finally fucking dead and gone, and this is not just white people, but any race. You know, once all that shit happens, and then as we continue to introduce progressive values and like the concept of fairness and equality and all that shit becomes more like something that you read in fucking like one of every 3 Twitter posts that you come across, something like that. I think eventually it is going to lose its edge. It's never going to be like completely blunted, but it'll be dull as fuck. You know, more people will catch flack from people of the same race for talking racist shit.
There's like one major like racial construct that I can think of that has dropped off immensely. But it also might be because like I don't watch the news that often, but a lot of the negative shit comes up on your timeline without you even looking for it, to be honest. Doom scrolling. Remember last episode, doom scrolling? And that would be black on black crime.
All right. Before we continue with this, I just need to say this. So everybody should know that they don't call this nigga Kunta Kinte anymore. They call him Toby because he's accepted his place. All right, go ahead.
What are you talking about?
Somebody else will get the reference. Don't worry about it.
You don't believe that black on black crime is a
no. This is not something about this current topic. It's about the earlier thing where I was like, all right, so you're just gonna call you Massa then, right?
Bro, shut the fuck up. I'm asking you a question.
I know. What I was saying a second ago was just, like I said, I was taking it back to the conversation we had a moment ago. But can you restate your question?
Do you believe that black on black crime is a racial construct? Like when other nationalities and other races do things, it's not to their own people. They don't call it white on white. We call it white on white crime because we like glorify it and you know, in jest. But you don't do Asian on Asian, shit like that. And I would probably say maybe it might have to do with the fact that most of these like black deaths that have been like highly televised have been by the police. But that's just, it's like something like, when's the last time you heard black on black crime?
The last time that there was a George Floyd, basically. That was a lot, you know, or no, not even. All right, let me explain why it's used as a club, and because I already know the answer to this question. The reason why the phrase "black on black crime" is used at all, it's usually a tool for distraction, because it is something that has a foot in the pool of truth. Most black deaths are caused by other black people. That's true. It's very true. However, that's leaving out a very large piece of context. And the fact, what contextualizes it is that every single race that lives in the United States, the majority of their deaths are caused by that same race. And that's because despite people saying, oh, the melting pot of the fucking whatever the fuck, the United States, fact is that communities are segregated by race. Self-segregated. I guess you can't really say self-segregated because it's a contradiction, but self-separated by race. Black people tend to associate with black people more often. White people tend to associate with white people more often. Asians with Asians, Indians with Indians, etc., etc. Like, we most commonly associate with those people around us, and a lot of that is due in part to a lot of shit that happened around the time when after segregation was over, and that is because when they're drawing gerrymandering, it's called, when they're drawing out county lines in states in the United States, they're drawing out county lines in every state. That's called gerrymandering. So what they'll do is they'll like draw like a state can have like 50 or more counties in it. You never know. Like you can have a crazy amount depending on the size of the state and the people who are writing shit. But you can have a ton of counties, and they are drawn arbitrarily. That means that any, like, the person who's drawing these county lines can draw them as he sees fit. So what he'll do is he'll go in and he'll have like all these crazy, like, weird spike shapes that will like go in a very thin line and like balloon out, I guess. It's hard to explain visually, but imagine you have like a pencil and paper, right? And you draw, like, say you draw like a nine circles, or nine dots, like, you know, like a die, right? Like you have 3, 3, and 3.
Yeah.
3 columns, 3 rows. So you take your pencil and you circle all of the bottom 3 on the bottom row, all the bottom 3, and then you go up and you circle the one in the middle, the one above the one in the middle, and the one to the left. So it looks like a backwards 1. That means that there is 1 on the left side in the middle, and then 2 on the right side at the top in the middle that aren't circled. But all of the other ones have now been encompassed. And they'll call that a county. And then the other ones that haven't been circled, despite the fact that there's one that has a county drawn basically around it, that's its own county. And then the other 2 over there are their own counties. And the reason why that's done is because now, that's because, like, when you had people buying houses, buying homes back in the day, right? They would, this was before they had, like, a lot of the current housing laws put into place. And a lot of old housing laws that have since been abolished with air quotes around it, because that shit ain't never actually gone away. And what it would do is it would allow them to pick and choose neighborhoods and houses that belong to a certain county. And that's usually, the reason why they usually did that is because there are certain social services, such as public schools, that are founded based on the county that you live in. So these people would have like lines drawn through their backyard on the fucking gerrymandering designator, which would cut them out of a county, but put their neighbors and their neighbors across the street, which just had white people in these houses, whereas the other ones had black people in them, around them, inside of the county. So now any taxes that are paid by those houses go to a very specific county. That means that all of the taxes that were going from white people who have historically have higher wages in the United States are going to one county, whereas the lower class black families are going to a different county. So now the white people get to send their kids to a good school, which is properly funded because it has nothing but white people paying into it. And the black kids are not in that county, so they're not allowed to go to those good schools. They have to go to the smaller schools, which are paid for by much lower taxes, which means they have like shittier schools, they have like less amenities, like just everything. It's all worse because there's less tax money going into that county's treasury. And the way that ties into all of it is the fact that they were able to keep black people from going to school with white people. Not 100%, but still a very good amount. And this was after Jim Crow laws. This was after fucking segregation had been abolished. And that's why I said segregation with air quotes, because it was never actually abolished. It's still going on to this day. Gerrymandering is still a fucking thing. And you can go and check out counties in a, like, just pick any random state in the United States, and you'll see there's crazy shit going on with the way that counties are drawn if you zoom in far enough. You know, it'll like include 2 houses from a neighborhood and then snake its way all the way back down for several miles and then join with a larger group. And it's because that those 2 little houses that they went all the way up there to pick out have high income, high tax paying, or not even necessarily high tax paying, but just high income white households. And, you know, and this is something like, again, whenever I talk about this shit, don't take my word for it. Look this shit up. Like, look up gerrymandering laws. But that is how they segregate a lot of, and to be fair, it actually happens to some lower class white families too. you know, instead of being picked with the higher salary, higher household income white families, you know, they're left with, you know, in the same county as the black people because they don't make enough to get by or to belong to the club or whatever the fuck. So their kids end up going to school with the black kids, whereas the other one is just like all affluent families, and maybe one or two or three, you know, people, families of color that just happen to have a lot of income. You know, because that's more than race. The thing that separates this country is fucking class. You know, like that's why they say, you know, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's just the way that our systems work. Now, that whole long-winded fucking explanation.
Long-winded as fuck. My God.
I know.
I was like, I just gotta let you get in your shit. Go ahead. Get your
all that
out,
shit
man.
aside, that's the reason why we tend to self-segregate, or to self-separate, I should say. We do it because it's something that has been basically called the normal by the powers that be, by the people who write the laws in our cities and states and all that. So at this point, you're a black family. You know, you're a dad. You got 3 children. You know, you work 2 jobs to keep shit afloat. The last thing you want to do is rock the fucking boat. You can, but the last thing you don't want trouble. You know, you got 2 jobs. You're barely making ends meet. You don't have time. You don't have energy. You don't have patience. So it just goes. It just is at it. It is what it is. In that case, there's nothing you can do about it. And there's so many families that are living in that situation. They don't have the money, the time, or anything like that to be like, you know, to go and like protest. That's why when you look at protests, they're majority white. You know, and that's because most of the people who are protesting on behalf of people who just don't have the time or money, you know, or the paid vacation, whatever the fuck, most of them who can't do that, those are those kids. Those are the next generation, our generation, and the generation that are following after us, who are the ones who were like probably taught, like, you know, it's okay to call a black person, you know, the N-word every now and then. But they took that, they processed it, they internalized it, and they rejected it. Those are those white people. Like, even though they're in a better financial bracket than we are, even though they're in a better social class than we are, they decide to stand with black people as well, because they know that it's bullshit. They know that, you know, it's the age of the internet. They have that information at their fingertips now, so they don't just have to trust what's being said on a news show or whatever the fuck. You know, so they see it, they know it's bullshit, and then they stand with us, like Eminem.
I'm still not of the thought process that Eminem is for us.
You see how he went against Trump? What the fuck you talking about?
That could just be his own thing against Trump, though. Like, I don't.
Did you listen to that shit that he put out against him? You have to have.
The freestyle thing on BET, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, inherently speaking, I still have my distrust when it comes to Eminem.
Why?
It might
Explain
be because
yourself.
it might be because, you know, I have Tunde slurping this nigga up anytime he wants to.
Really?
It might be.
Really?
It might be. It
Nigga.
might be. Not
Nigga,
just him, my boss too.
All right. So you're doing this like this sibling rivalry shit where you just have to disagree with your brother. Like, he could be 100%. He could be 100%. He could be 100% right, and you're like, oh, you like the fact that women are getting equal rights? Nah, fuck bitches. Fuck bitches.
Tunde, listen to me now. You are my brother for life. This is a fact. You feel me? You are the darkness that resides into my heart, my brother. But fuck your love for Eminem. Hey. Hey, so are you of the belief that there's like, okay, so like, you know how you were talking about how we self-separate, right?
Yeah.
I've definitely never done that. I could say I didn't do that until I moved away from a place that didn't have as many black people.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't really say I self-separate because I'm like all inclusive. Like it's just like, but it's one of those things where like in the Bay, in Richmond, you know, black people everywhere. I'm not saying what's up to every black person, but I remember I told you before when I first moved out here at the gas station, this black dude was staring at me hard behind me, bro. I was like, damn, I'm like, I'm about to fucking fight. Like I just got out here. Like what the fuck? Right? So I go put gas in my car and he comes out there. He's like, hey, bruh. I'm like, fuck. Grown ass man. I don't even like, what color am I wearing? Like, what the fuck going on? He's like, hey, bruh, ain't that many of us out here. What's up with you, boy? Hey, you like music? Hey, here, take this card, bruh. Hey, look, you go to the club, slide in this car. They gonna let you, you feel me? We out here, bruh. We out here. That like changed my whole entire, like that the fucking mythical head nod to the black person, bro.
Happens all the fucking time where I am.
All the time now.
All the fucking time. Like I shit you not. I'll be pulling into fucking Walmart in like lane E, and I look over to lane D and see a black person. Like nigga, there's easily 30, 40, maybe even 50 feet apart or between us. This nigga still give me the head nod.
Do you feel me?
Yeah. It's
just like. Nice to see you out here thriving, brother. All right, making sure you're all right. You good? All right. Like my interaction with customers in general is like amazing, right?
Yeah.
But let that customer be a black person, nigga. That's like family. Even over like, oh, you out here getting that good money? Like they be going crazy, bro. Like it's just it's different. It's different. I've had somebody, my boss just told me this recently. He said he was across town getting gas. And somebody walked up to him while he was at the counter. And he was like, what's up, Walmart? And he's like, man, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this right now? He turns around and he's like, hey, how you doing? He said, hey, where my boy at? How my boy doing? And he's like, wait, what the fuck is he? What are you talking about? I was like, huh? He's like, huh? Who you talking? He's like, you know my boy? He up there doing the damn thing. He's like, oh, he talking about Brandy.
Yeah.
He said, that's my guy. That's my guy. You already know. He take care of me. I'll take care of him. He good. He cool. He's like, all right, let him know I said what's up. He's like, I was like, yeah, motherfucker, you know, you invited to the cookout now, thanks to me.
Yeah,
So,
like it's that
just one of the things, bro.
That sense of camaraderie. I mean, like we the majority of us felt it growing up. You know, like I was raised in a poor family. I don't know about you. You know, I know that your family wasn't super wealthy, but I know y'all niggas had a house in fucking California. But
that was different, bro. That was like 07.
Yeah. I mean, and like the property value hadn't gone up, you know, because the subprime mortgage crisis hadn't happened just yet. But
right.
Regardless, like when we see somebody, you know, because like we feel like fish out of water. I feel like a fish out of water whenever I go anywhere here in fucking northern Colorado, because it's I want to say 95 to 97% white people. It really is just all that I see. And maybe that's not the actual demographic out here, but it sure as fuck feels like it. You know, and you feel out of place, you know, and when you consider the fact that you feel that way, of course you can extrapolate it to most other people who, you know, who are people of color feeling that way too. That's why we have such good rapport, for the most part, with like Hispanic people or with Asian people or with fucking anybody other than white people. You know, like you see someone else out of their element, they know that they're out of their element, you know that they're out of their element, you know that you are too. So you have a bond with that person. And I ain't talking about none of this shamanistic spiritual bullshit that you be on. I'm talking about like you have an actual connection with that person.
Wait.
Based on circumstance.
What are you talking about?
What? You know, you be doing like home remedies and shit. Like, hey, let me wrap this cabbage around my ankle real quick.
I asked you one thing. I asked you to ask motherfucking your roommate one thing, and now I got a head guard of a goat. Like, that's what you telling me?
Yeah,
that's what you telling me.
Shrunken head, and you got your aura always on display and shit. Don't play.
Ask her if there's a way for me to remedy a possible like torn ligament without having to go to the doctor in my knee.
I can't. She's visiting her family this week.
Okay,
well, for next week too.
You know me. If I'm procrastinated about anything, I'm procrastinated about that doctor's appointment. Mm-hmm. So when she get back, let me know.
Torn ligament. Where's this? Like, what's going on with it? Where is it exactly?
My shit. It's my knee.
Like, which part of it?
In the middle of the kneecap.
In the underneath the cap?
Nah,
or
like
below
in between. Like in between, like right behind the kneecap. Or you know how you rub your finger and you got the top part of your knee, right?
Yeah.
And then you get right to the middle of the knee, and then there's the bone right there.
Yeah.
In between there, yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's fuck, what's it called? Because I had that happen recently too, or not recently, but
my shit been swollen for like weeks.
Yeah, it's fuck, what's it called? It's some kind of like tendonitis. Basically, what it is do some sort of movement or something either stretched or tore the ligament there. And you know, I searched very far. Like I was searching all around because the shit was there for like 2 weeks, and you know, I was like, stay, like, hey, what the fuck? What happened? I ain't trying to go to the fucking doctor's office to get charged out the ass, you know, to have them X-ray my knee or something. But eventually, at the office, there was a guy who was trying to build a shed or something like that, and he saw that I was like rubbing my knee, like directly between the patella and you already explained it. And he was like, oh, you like stretch too hard or something? And you know, I looked at him like, what? Nah, it just hurts. You know, like whenever I like try and like sit on my leg or something like that, you know, just stretching it to a certain point, like it feels like it's like stretching or burning or something. And he's like, yeah, you know, it's pretty common. People who move around, play basketball or lift weights or anything, just try not to overextend the bend on your knee for like a month, and it'll eventually go away. So I looked it up when I got home. Yeah, well, yeah, it's a torn ligament, dude. It's not a fucking, like, it's not a small thing. Like, ligaments take a while to heal. It's not a muscle. Muscles heal actively. But yeah, so I went and I looked it up online, whatever the fucking thing that he said it was. And yeah, it's like, okay, this is exactly what he was talking about. Yeah, so apparently, now we have a guy who's buying materials from us who's a fucking doctor or a surgeon or something. Because he knew exactly what I was talking about. But yeah, like it's basically a hyperextension sprain. Usually happens when you you sit on your knee and you like push forward too far, or if you like you said, it can happen like with jump shots while playing basketball. Anything that puts distance between the upper portion of your leg, your thigh, and the lower portion of your leg, the calf, because it's connected in the front by that ligament, and it's actually pretty fucking fragile. And he says that's the reason why you'll see a lot of basketball players or football players wearing like extra padding around their knees and shit, because like once it's in that healing process, the best way to fuck it up is to sit on it, to land on it. You know, and if you were to sit on a pad, it keeps it from hyperextending because you're technically not bending it all the way.
Yeah, I've looked it up and I've seen like the little stretch where you roll up a towel and then you fucking put it right behind your knee. Yeah,
exactly.
And then you're supposed to be like, I guess that's the way for you to crack your knees, is what a chiropractor would do. You apply pressure on your thigh like hella hard, but you know, I still got an innate fear of that shit. I'm like, I'm gonna be the one who breaks his fucking knee off, or you snap my neck and I die. Like, nah, So I want to go to one because all these videos be popping up on TikTok.
You still believe in that shit, you silly ass.
What you mean?
It's not. It hasn't been like the whole act of chiropractic, or not act of chiropractic, but the study of chiropractic is not like accepted as an actual medical science.
I just want to go to get my back cracked, bro.
I'm just saying, go to get your back cracked, and then like, yeah, I feel good as fuck. I feel limber. I'm gonna go shoot some basketball. I got splinters in my spine.
I know it's not like it's like, hey, I'm a doctor. All right, cool. I'm a chiropractor. No, you're not. You ain't a fucking doctor. Like, I know. They're not accepted, just like, I'm trying to figure out like something that correlates video game wise. But yeah, bro, my knee, you feel me? I'm getting though. Check engine light on the knees, you feel me?
See, all you gotta do, you just gotta hold out until we get fucking, I mean, it might be another 30 years, but you just gotta hold out until we get fucking Medicare for All pass, and you can go for free.
A homegirl of mine says that she doesn't believe in medical bills. They don't really exist.
Until you go to fucking prison.
She said, what they gonna do? What they gonna do to me if I don't pay it?
Hey, what they'll do is debtors' prisons don't exist anymore, but what they'll do is eventually they'll sell your bill to a tax collector, a collections agency, and the collections agency will, if they can't get that money out of you, then yeah, woohoo! Open the door.
Before they go to police, they can put a lien on your pay set. But yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. I got you. I feel you.
They could put a lien on a number of things. They can come and repossess your fucking, like your car or your furniture or whatever the fuck. And that was popular. That was a thing to do back in the day. But like, liquid assets lose value much faster nowadays than they do at any other point in time, because we have so like, and this is I don't know if I'd say it's a problem with the fact that technology and engineering has come so far so fast, but like the better our technology gets, the better our engineering gets, the faster we like get even better at those types of shits. So like these cars, like say take a car back in like, I don't know, the 1960s. Somebody makes a car, right? And then you come to like 1990, people still be like, 1960s. I mean, that's 30 years, but that's still a pretty good car. Like, you try and sell a 2009 anything nowadays, and it's just like, fucking jalopy off the fucking street. Like, what's next? 2015? That's kind of old, but it might be worth it. Like, things lose value so much faster nowadays. So, and that's true for everything. Like, even collection agencies are gonna be like, when did they get this giant fucking jacuzzi? Oh, 2018? No, we don't want this. Just keep that shit on the file as have not been paid for. So like that shit where they like put a lien on your house, on your pay, on anything, like, or like trying to get you through taxes. They're gonna go after the money the majority of the time nowadays, unless you're just an extravagant ass nigga. You go home or somebody goes into your house and she's like, damn, look at all these diamonds. Then that's fine, because that's currency. That's a type of currency that liquidates easily, very well, and probably won't stop for a long time. Like gold, they'll take gold, they'll take silver, they'll take precious jewels. But nigga, don't nobody want your 2010 Camaro. Like, nah, they gon'...
Yes, they do.
Nope.
The fuck? Well, that's like the one thing going back to about the whole
nigga,
seeing
people,
the black man doing well.
Hold up. People and the government are two different monsters.
Oh, I thought you just meant in general, like, don't...
No.
I was like, nah, nigga.
Nah, I mean, like, you could have a busted up ass car, and it's like, I mean, one man's trash is another man's treasure, is how it is. But I don't consider like the body of government to be a man. Like, if they can't resell that shit with relative ease to white people, they don't want that shit. We've been saying, like, talking about white people a lot this episode. I feel like if I say white people, out loud one more time, like my fucking bathroom door is gonna open up and somebody's gonna walk out in like a suit and tie, try to sell me something.
I heard you wanted some white people. No, sir. No, sir.
I've been trying to contact you about your extended warranty on your vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot what the fuck we were talking about before this.
So yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, that's the one thing when I got my car, bruh. Like all these people, all these niggas coming up to me like, bro, I see you now, boy. I see. I'm like, oh, it ain't nothing, bro. It ain't nothing special. You feel me? It's just like, nah. I like to see a black man doing well. Wait, well, damn. I appreciate y'all. I mean, y'all wasn't really fucking with my last car. I see. I guess.
That shit was dirty all the damn time.
No, it wasn't.
Nah, you lied to me. I mean, you didn't lie to me. I mean, I'm saying you lying to me right now. You, motherfucker, told me that you ain't never clean your car, at least not on the inside.
Well, I'm saying that the passenger seat is bad most of the time, for sure. I'm saying that for real. That's a fact.
Ketchup stains.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not. Ain't nothing stained. What I'm saying is that when it came down to working those 2 to 11s, going to lunch at 7 o'clock, come back at 8, and then like go home at 11, be home 11:30, 12, midnight. Like in between all that time, the fucking with me eating the bags of like empty fucking French fry containers and shit like that. It's going to accumulate, and it's going to accumulate in the front passenger seat because nobody got in the car with me. All the time I clean my cars, motherfucker was like, "You got to give me a ride." I'm like, "God damn!"
Just imagine like somebody blind is like asking for a ride. And you're like, "Oh yeah, my car dirty as fuck." And then where you go to get in your car, you just sit down like, what was that? Start scooting in. The fuck am I sitting on? You're like,
McDonald's.
Five Guys and fucking Sonic. You want to ride or not, nigga?
Yeah, it's either that or you gonna be walking your blind ass home. What the fuck? Don't complain. Beggars can't be choosers, baby.
You just get a lady friend in there, and she gets out like, nigga, what's this? Is this mustard or doo-doo? Oh, probably mustard. Nigga, what you mean probably?
Shit. Hey, real quick. How you feel about that Ion Classic coming out?
I feel like I'm gonna have to play it. Because I always gotta play classic everything. Like even if it's a game that I don't like, I gotta play classic.
Oh, so you trying to play that WoW Classic Burning Crusade?
Nigga, don't even right now.
What?
Don't even pretend like you try to play anything.
What? You not trying to play?
Nigga, just stop it. You ain't trying to play nothing. Alright, last time that we discussed video games, I was like, alright, you want to play something, we planned it. You tell me, I'm there. And you're like, yeah. No, I ain't trying to play nothing. Just get the fuck out of here. I ain't letting you build up my hopes yet again.
I told you what I was
only
playing. I'm
to
playing
send
a single player game,
only
bro.
to send
Come
them
on,
crashing down yet
I'm
again.
playing a single player game. I'm going through a 200-hour fucking story right now, bro. Come on.
Yeah, you've been going
But
through,
this is what I've been
200-hour story for the past 6 years.
Facts. But this is what I'm sitting on this shit. Back in the day, I made a game or two on like RPG Maker.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna do it again, but I'm only making it for you.
Should we Kaho Quest?
Basically, yeah.
You gotta give me a synopsis.
Nah, I'm working on it, bro. I'm working on it. I gotta figure out which one is which RPG Maker is gonna work for what I'm gonna do, because I want to change the perspective. So yeah, I'm working on it though. Like,
it's a hentai game?
No.
Man.
It's legit. Like, I'm trying to make like a. This is gonna be tough, but I'm trying to make like a 40-hour experience. for your punk ass.
What?
Mm-hmm.
How you go? You ain't got money. You ain't got no artist skills. You can't draw.
We come on, it's pre-rendered assets, bro. Fucking like it's RPG Maker. You ain't never used it. You
I'm
ever
saying,
tried
how
to
you gonna make a character look like Kaho though?
They better have some shit where you can mess with the fucking shader. Like that's some simple shit. I'm just gonna make the motherfucker like, Brad, how am I make him look like Kyle? Here, this is what we do. Listen up, America, or the 20 of you motherfuckers who's listening to us right now, or whoever, how many it may be. First of all, make him black. Well, not too black. You gotta have a hint of is he Puerto Rican or and then give him 2 different haircuts. You're either going with the old man Kaho look, just disheveled, beard and all that shit, right? Or you go with the clean cut face, right? But then you gotta throw a motherfucking big ass braided ponytail on that motherfucker. That's what you do. But you gotta make sure the sides is faded up real nice. You just top hair into a ponytail. That's what we're looking for. That's how you make a fucking Kyle.
I'm like 600% sure you ain't gonna find the assets for this shit. Primarily because it's gonna be like, oh, all right, let's see, who can I pick? White guy, Asian guy.
Yeah, I'm hoping though.
Anime, European. Or you just, pay somebody to do some art for you. Go turn it.
I don't know how it works though. Like, can you implement art into the RPG Maker?
Yeah.
Or is it like you make a game based off of these assets? That's it. That's all there is to it.
No, I mean you can add custom assets and shit.
Wow.
Like, nigga, I haven't. I guess I haven't. But like, there's a lot of hentai games out there that use RPG Maker to make hentai games, hentai role playing games. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I'm doing tonight. And they'll put like their own characters in the shit.
Why you always trying to come off like you some kind of excessive like fucking masturbator? Stop playing, man. God damn. Leave that shit for Steven. Your mother dry dick news.
He ain't here, so I mean somebody has to be gross.
But
yeah, and there's a lot of this shit too. Like, buddy of mine, who owns Senkaku Complex. I know you know what that is. You know Jared, so you have to know what that is. But yeah, my friend Leon, he actually owns that website, and he does reviews on these hentai games. And whenever he finds a really good one, he'll he's already bought it. He'll give it to me for free, and I'll play that shit. Yeah. So
how many of you bought though?
Bought none. I only play the ones that he hands to me. Like I think I gave you one at some point.
I do not recall.
Yeah, long time.
But you might have. You might have. Because I feel like you was like, "Hey, y'all need to try this."
No, it was not y'all. It was you specifically. I ain't telling nobody else about that shit.
You just told everybody right now, like, what the fuck?
I mean, yeah, but I ain't giving them the game to play.
Oh, bet.
Hey, everybody, hentai games exist. I gave one to Jinsei. Jealous. Oh man, I really wanted hentai.
Okay, so shut the fuck up. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try to construct a game. I'm gonna work on that shit. I think starting June, and I plan on having it ready for you by the time I come out there.
You really think you got the how do I say this? You think you got the discipline to make a video game by yourself?
I've done it before.
Yeah, but that was back then. You were a starry-eyed child. You didn't know what the fuck you wanted to do. Now you want to do is fucking take naps and fuck your knee up playing basketball.
Facts. Just so you know, you... Shut up. I'm gonna say you're gonna be a fucking villain.
It's fine. I always wanted to be a villain. Hey, talking about villains, I guess this is like only really tangentially related to the idea of being a villain. Were you paying any attention to all that controversy around the whole Pride shit?
I have not heard anything about it.
Is basically the controversy was about like people going to pride parades wearing like very sexually oriented outfits.
Okay, so I take that back. I have, and this is thanks to Sugar Bear. Which is usually how I keep up with what goes on in the world in general.
In the LMLP community.
In the LMLP community, especially, because he does not hesitate. He is an ally. So
I want to hear his opinion on it, because I actually have my take on it is actually kind of divergent from the popular opinion, air quotes popular opinion. I'm not against it. I'm not against Pride or anything like that, but I do have kind of a when it comes to like the kink shit, I do have, in a very specific manner, a antagonistic viewpoint against the, I should say, amongst the discussion or the concept in general. So I want to hear what he has to say about it.
We'll have to ask him. I'll let him know specifically. You write up the question. I'll send it to him, and then I'll tell him he has to respond and comment on the video.
Cool. How's he doing, by the way?
He is doing well. He should be asleep, because he should be getting up for work in about 2 hours or so.
The fuck?
He works the night shift at his job.
Applebee's? Okay.
So Applebee's trash.
I know. I've fucking been in their restaurants more times than I'd like to admit. Not to eat, to fix their equipment. So I've seen like the process by which they cook their food. It's a lot of microwaves, a lot of conveyor belts.
Really?
Trash food. Trash. Yeah, I mean, it's like...
I feel the same way about Outback too, though.
Well, I mean, at least at Outback, they fucking grill their steaks like fresh. Like, not everything. Like, they do have some frozen food that they just basically throw in the fucking oven, like ribs and shit, but like fucking Applebee's, it's all, not all of it, but anything that isn't what's considered a fresh food, like a fucking salad or like a milkshake or something, usually just pulled out of like a fucking bag. Some chicken nuggets, go throw those in the deep fryer or whatever. You know, it's not, they don't like cut their chicken and then bread the shit, you know, like from scratch restaurants do. No, it's mostly just like open the box, open the bag, put in, insert cooking whatever the fuck here, like stove or oven or whatever, put on plate, take to customer. It's trash. It's all processed food, man. They ain't back there butterflying chicken, fucking seasoning it up, pan frying it. Like, nah, they don't do this shit. That's why I could never, especially like in the past, even when I was doing my fucking my rounds through my culinary training, like I could pick wherever I wanted to go to. People was, yeah, just pick like Applebee's or Chili's or something. You know, it still technically counts. You know, and it's easy. It's easy shit. And I'm just like, nah, I can't do that. I'd rather do a from scratch place where I gotta actually work harder. But there's like some fucking pride to be taken when it comes to cooking when you do the shit yourself. I made some spaghetti sauce 2 days ago. That shit is fire. I don't
get as excitable about that. Like, even though I make something that I feel like it's, oh damn, I would love for somebody to try this. It's like, it's not, I guess the sense is not like a
sense of accomplishment.
Like I don't have that when it comes to cooking.
My dad does. You jaded.
Am I jaded?
Jaded as fuck.
You like no to say that? You just saying.
I'm saying it because you call me.
I say it. Yeah. You a bitch. I swear. God damn.
Fuck your jaded feelings.
That's what I'm just saying. You jaded, my friend. That's just all it is. That's all it is to it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. We got to work through it. That's the whole point. That's the process. The method to the madness. Like the only thing, the hard part to it is just finding somebody who can be there for it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people ain't built for that shit.
Nope.
That's all it is.
And I think the reason why I have more of a sense of accomplishment when it comes to it is because I see cooking as an art form, and as an artist, that sense of accomplishment, it goes hand in hand with producing something that comes out pleasing to whatever sense, taste, sight, whatever, touch. I don't care. Like, and you're not an artist though, but like, I bet if you record yourself doing a fucking long ass line drive around behind the back through the legs, front flip, somersault off the rim, double 460 shot slam dunk, whatever the fuck, and you recorded that shit, I bet you'd be showing that shit off for years, nigga.
This is a fact.
Because that's something that you consider to be an art. So it's something that you appreciate much more. I just happen to be I just happen to have more types of art styles or things that I consider to be art.
You culture.
Yeah, whereas, you one trick pony.
I am swine.
Yeah. Rolling around in the pig pen with Steven and shit.
Bro, I'll tell you, bro. That's my boy.
I'm gonna put my dick in his mouth.
But goddamn. Look, the people gonna understand that joke. I get it that you're gonna take it and you're gonna run with it like that.
Oh, I'm bringing it back every episode for at least a couple months.
Bruh, that's fine. I get it. I probably should have said it with your purposely being immature ass. but yeah, people are gonna understand what I meant when I said that. It's all good. It is all good. Fuck, you interrupted me. I don't even know what I was about to say, dog. You got me.
I'm a villain.
Yeah, buddy, you sure is gonna be a motherfucker.
Anything else that you want to talk about that's important? So I can slam dunk on your ass again.
Go ahead, slam dunk on me, bro.
No, I meant I need you to bring up a topic so I can slam dunk on you.
What you mean you gonna slam dunk on me, bro?
It's just that much. Well, it's like, hey, Kaho, topic. I'm like, hey, Jinsei, I know more about this topic than you do. I win.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Rhetorical skills coming in clutch at defeating Jinsei on the podcast.
Like, is this a bad thing though?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it. From the outside looking in, it might be a bad thing. For us, this is just fucking, Thursday night.
I think it would only be bad if I was. Well, I think it would be bad two different ways. If I was sitting here acting like I knew, like a whole bunch of shit,
mm-hmm.
and I really didn't, Steven. But that's not how I come off. So it's like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always, we're always in a state of learning. So I'm like, hey, if you're gonna enlighten me, ain't no problem.
All right, number two.
And then number two is just like, fuck you.
Fuck me.
You, buddy.
I don't remember what he said. It was the movie Booty Call. You remember Booty Call?
Yes.
When Jamie Foxx and what was her name? Chick that he was arguing with in the Chinese shop when they were eating Chinese food. Was it Megan something? Anyway, he was arguing with her. And like the waiter comes over and they're yelling at each other, so he starts yelling at them. He's like, "No fighting in restaurant. Costs you extra to fight in restaurant." And they look at him they both at the same time, and they say it in Chinese. They say, "Deole." He's like, "Fuck me." That was fuck me moment. What did he tell him? What Jamie Foxx tell him? He said, oh yeah, he was trying to flirt with him. He's like, look, back up, Yoko Ono. Oh, nigga, please. But anyway, we're gonna cut it there. I've thoroughly defeated Jinsei in the art of speaking, as usual.
Why do you view it like that? I hate you.
He didn't have the buffer of Steven to catch any of the flack, so it was just pure true damage. This nigga have no defenses, as usual. You know, I'm destroying him rhetorically. Fucking Io's destroying him on the court. It's all around. You know, Io broke his fucking knee. Apparently, that's rough. This nigga broke your entire fucking knee. Goddamn. But yeah, if you enjoy us fucking with each other and, you know, strange shit that we like to talk about, we're gonna find all of our Twitter shit, including Steven, who is officially dead, down in the description box. Give us a like and a subscribe if you really enjoy what we're doing here. Turn the bell on so that you can be notified whenever the shit drops. Yeah. I mean, I have a little something to add on at the end, but for now, Jinsei, would you please do the honors and stay close to your microphone this time?
I honestly just think the powers of Io today overwhelm my mic at times, and that's just what it is. The chance just overwhelms the mic. Shit, sparks be flying and everything, but Io too. Giddy Bobo.
Alright, I did say that I had something, so right now I'm gonna mute Jinsei. Alright, so Jinsei is now muted. Now, everyone, I have a little something to tell you guys. Jinsei didn't want me to mention this, and there might be some women that are mad at him for this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Here we go. Look, the truth about Jinsei is